Hi there. In this video, I want to talk about how to use Storyhook's story editor. If you're on this page, you're in the story editor. The thing that you're going to want to do is use these blocks on the left and drag them into the right window, and that will build your story. For example, if I grab this background and drag it in, my story will now start with the background. What happens at this point is anything I drag in underneath this will be the flow of the story. So it's going to start here at the top. It always starts at the top of the group of blocks you put in. So I'm then going to drag in a character and then type something in here. So if I were to play this, what would happen is the background would show, then the character would talk. Then what happens is each additional block underneath will be what happens next. So if I type something here, what will happen is the background, the character will talk, then the character will say this. And I can add different expressions. The character can come in from the left or the right, and this will help to progress dialogue. So if there's two characters, maybe one you'll keep on the left side and one on the right, so it looks like they're having a conversation back and forth. So here if I click play, it will open my viewer, and it'll start with chapter 1 since I just started this story. And when I click it, I'll see the background, I'll see the character saying hi there because that's what I typed. When I click or tap here, it then will be the character saying, how are you? Because that's what I typed, and you can see her expression is happy since I made it a happy expression here. And that's basically it. As you keep adding more, you progress your story. You also have the option of doing branching. So branching is when the user has a choice. So in this case, I'm bringing in a dialogue branch. That means that it's attached to a character. The character will talk and then give options. So if I say, what do you want to do? That's what the character will say. Then there will be options. Keep in mind, you have to have something underneath the choice for it to work. So, for example, if I want there to be options saying like go left, go right, and I really suggest that you go into our documentation and we have some tips on good ways to write. I'm not necessarily writing in the best way for this example, but I'm just doing it the quick and dirty way. So, for example, using this as ways to go left and right are maybe not the best for your story, but it's totally up to you. Again, in the documentation, we have a lot of good write-ups on how to write well for interactive stories. But so what I'm going to do is, so you're going to have two options, go left, go right. So I'm just going to have the narrator say that you went left or you went right. And notice here, I'm not filling in these. So you do have 4 total choice options you can give your reader, but you don't actually have to use them. You really only have to use one. We only require one. So you could just have a kind of a throwaway choice just to make the particular choice just an interactive thing to do. Or, most likely you're going to have a few choices, 2 or 3, but up to 4. But again, it won't show up. Even if I were to type something in the text here, it would not work unless I put something, a block underneath it. So these two should show up. It should say go left, go right, and you have options. So if I click play, I then will go into chapter 1. I will see the dialogue that I put in. And now I have this option. What do you want to do? Do you want to go left or go right? So if I say go right, the narrator should say you go right, and it does. And that'll be the end of the chapter. And that's really as easy as it is. In other videos, we cover your assets, so you can add new characters, you can add new backgrounds. In your properties, you can add your cover and title to your story, and so forth. I also cover different how to create different chapters. So here I only have one chapter, but you can add more. Those are in the other videos, so be sure to check those videos out. Either on our site or on YouTube. And also feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. But this is the very easy way to get started. The key understanding is just you're dragging in these blocks. It goes from a top to bottom motion, and that creates your story. And that's all you need to do. It's that easy. Thanks.